Your Verity Amersham. It's the final day of term at an elite 1920s girls' boarding school, and somehow you've just been accused of attempted murder. The victim? The head girl. The weapon? A hockey stick. The crime scene? A shattered stained glass window in the library tower. This is Expelled, a new narrative mystery game from Inkle, the studio behind Heaven's Vault, 80 Days, and of course Overboard, the 2021 cult hit where you pushed your husband off a cruise ship and tried to get away with it. But this time, you're not the killer. At least, probably not. Welcome back to Veteran Game, and today we're diving deep into why Expelled is one of the most devilishly clever, twist-filled time loop games of 2025, and how it turns the detective genre on its laced-up, high society head. Let's start with the setup. Each run in Expelled begins at 7:30 a.m., moments after the crime has been committed. Time ticks forward with every action, every conversation, and every mistake. And just like in Overboard, your job is to solve or cover up the crime before the clock hits 4 p.m., when you must stand before the terrifying headmistress, Miss Mulligatawny, and defend yourself. But unlike its predecessor, Expelled doesn't let you cheat your way to an easy answer. There's no single moment of brilliance where everything clicks. Instead, it slowly, deliberately feeds you bits of information over dozens of loops. You'll be expelled. A lot. But each time you'll know just a little more than before. The cast is unforgettable. From melodramatic roommate Natty, who seems to believe she's living in a Russian tragedy, to Fifi Vaudeville, your preening nemesis with a love of theater and a deep loathing of you Expelled nails its ensemble of privileged, petty, and suspiciously well-spoken schoolgirls. Every single character has secrets and motives. And then there's the tone, perfectly balanced between biting British satire and razor-sharp writing. This isn't your average twee-school sim. There's gossip, backstabbing, and supernatural rumors. Oh, and a mechanic called the Filth Book that logs every bit of scandal you dig up because you're going to weaponize it later. Here's where the game really shines, its evolution. Early on, Expelled feels unfair. Everything you do gets you in trouble. Teachers drag you around. You can't even take a detour to chuck a hockey stick out a window without some poor girl getting beaten by it. But then it clicks, this game wants you to be bad. Getting bad points is not a penalty, it's progression. The more of a troublemaker you become, the more doors open figuratively and literally. Dialogue choices get spicier. You're allowed to sneak around, intimidate, even commit new crimes. By the time I shoved Bridget the bookworm down a staircase just to shut her up, I knew Expelled wasn't just good, it was devious. Of course, not everything's perfect. The first few loops can feel aimless. There's a moment where frustration sets in, when no matter what you do, Miss Mulligatawny chews you up and spits you out like you're just another petty school scandal. But the game's clever framing device, telling your story to your unimpressed dad, keeps things grounded, and the evolving dialogue options give you just enough feedback to keep pushing. And visually, Inkle has done it again. The 2D art style is vibrant, expressive, and steeped in period detail. It may not be flashy, but it's perfectly suited to this darkly comic tale of posh mischief and academic betrayal. Paired with an eerie ambient soundtrack that swells with tension, the presentation nails the mood. So who is Expelled for if you loved Overboard, but wanted something meatier, more mysterious, and a little meaner? This is for you. If you're a fan of narrative puzzle games like Outer Wilds or Return of the Obra Dinn, there's a lot here to chew on. And if you ever dreamed of living through a scandal at a cursed Victorian finishing school, well, welcome home. Expelled is a triumph of design and dialogue, a time loop mystery that rewards curiosity, experimentation, and times just being a little bit of a jerk. It's not easy, it's not always fair, but it's one of the most satisfying detective games I've played in years. If you're not afraid of getting a few bad points, definitely give this one a shot. For more reviews like this, subscribe to Veteran Game, your home for deep dives, sharp opinions, and a little old school edge. See you in the Filth Book.